know what the biggest killer of young men is in the Western Hemisphere? Cancer? It's good, but it's not correct. Heart disease? Thank you for playing. It is, in fact, suicide. And when you think, why are young men killing themselves? Like, why would you take your own life? Because life is amazing. Why would you be taking your own life? And yet, the reason why is because men are not given an outlet to express their emotions. Man up. Don't be such a pussy. You're acting like a girl. Stop crying. All of those things that we're told and we tell young men. And yet there's another thing that seems to happen with young men as well. And I'm afraid I've been guilty of it. It's man bashing. No, don't worry, I didn't get out a baseball bat and start bashing a man. But it's the way I have in my past spoken about men. And I inherited it. I got it from the female members of my family going right the way back to my grandmother's generation. I guess you've heard this before, yeah? All men are useless. They're all the same. All men are only after one thing. It's not true. And in actual fact, if you were to hedge that kind of mass generalisation talk to a culture, to a sexuality, it'd be very un-PC. And yet somehow we've got it into our consciousness that it's completely okay to say that on a mass generalisation about men. And we even laugh about it. We go, oh yeah, all men, you know, well he's so typical man. But there's nothing typical about any man I have ever met. It's now our responsibility. The women's liberation movement was a liberation movement into the masculine, not the feminine. And what I'm talking about here is not a difference between women becoming like men. What I'm talking about here is the energy of doing, fixing, sorting and achieving. And it's fairly obvious what I'm talking about here. That's the penis. And the energy of passive stillness and being, because the woman is always the host, and that is a vagina. So the thing is how many doing, fixing, sorting and achieving women do you know? So we've now got to a point where there's more masculine than there is feminine. And in actual fact, a lot of the men are now starting to be able to equalise that balance. But the point is we're not mass generalisations. There is a little bit of man in me. There is a little bit of woman in every man I've ever met. We are what we are. And by bashing each other, then haven't we just actually switched the coin and be doing exactly the same thing? And I know I'm talking from a privileged position living in the United Kingdom, where I'm not living in countries where women are still massively, massively oppressed. However, there's one thing I know about men, and something I have learnt from my clients, that shame for a man is not like shame for a woman. A woman does not feel shame in the same way that a man does. And there's me with a mass generalisation. But from a real perspective of what makes a man feel pain, they close it in, they hold it tight, but shame is the killer. And we have to stop making men feel shameful for the ancestry of other men previous to where we are now. We need to love them and give them the opportunity to grow and change and be who they are authentically and in freedom. Freedom of their emotions, freedom of how they love, freedom of how they hate. Freedom. The same kind of freedom that women are fighting for. Stop oppressing men. Stop men bashing. Men are brilliant. And so are women.